So today, the 9th of July 2025, is officially day number 21, exactly 3 weeks since President Tinubu visited Benue and gave a marching order to Inspector General of Police, to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa, and the DG of NIA to go after the killers of the over 2,000 Yelewata victims of Fulani terrorist attack. And since that day, we just had a very brief media cycles by the police who say they've made some few arrests. And of course, nothing has been said or done so far. But rather, incidentally or ironically, since that order was given, no single day has passed without Fulani terrorists killing people in Nyev, in Guma local government especially. Every day that passes, every single day, even yesterday, there were killings. Every single. So I don't really understand what kind of disrespect to the president is this. Nigeria is a country where the president carries so big a title but does so little. If you go to some other African countries like Ghana, you see the portrait of the president is simply His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana. That of South Africa is His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, South Africa. Egypt, there is no even excellency, is Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of Egypt. Powerful countries like the United States, when you see the poster of the president, the official portrait of the president, Donald Trump, President of the United States, Vladimir Putin, President Russia, Benjamin Netanyahu, President Israel. As simple as that, but they carry so much weight, they act with so much intensity. But Nigeria, you see the portrait of the president, to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. For goodness sake, every president, every prime minister is the Commander-in-Chief of their countries. They don't even reflect this in their titles, but they act so much. But in Nigeria, we carry all those titles and act so little. A president of a country has visited a state where terrorists attacked and killed over 200 people, and he has given a marching order, but instead of getting results, what we get every day is more killing, and even killing the security officers. 4 police officers of the anti-riot squad, the Mopol, we call them Mopol, were killed in Ude. That was just 5 kilometers away from Yelewata, the headquarters of Nyev, my council ward, the council ward where Yelewata belongs. Nothing has been done. In many other countries, that would have been national emergency. 4 policemen were killed. So we're a country that carries so much weight and do so much little. Extremely, very little. And part of this is because when President Tinubu came to Benue, he was just so joking about the whole thing. He wasn't acting with that force that's expected of a president in times of this sort of emergencies. He was talking about reconciliation with who, we ask. He was talking about, he even made mention of giving land to him to establish a ranch, which is quite good. But that is exactly the situation. He asked for land for himself, a ranch. Why did he not ask the killers of Benue people to apply for land also for ranch? But he joked about it. And just like the Totif told him on that occasion, he said, wrong diagnosis leads to wrong treatment. So the diagnosis of this issue is that we're facing a Fulani terrorist whose ideology is an expansionist idea of land grabbing, of annihilating the people of that area to get the whole land, and to continue to promote their ideology. That is exactly the problem on ground. But he was taking a wrong diagnosis, playing around the whole situation, and even not visiting Yelewata, for goodness sake. Yelewata is 15 kilometers from Wurukum roundabout. And so by presidential convoy, it is 20 minutes drive. And so a lot of people outside Benue, when they say Yelewata, they begin to think it's a village that's in the hinterland, in the bushes. But Yelewata is placed on the federal highway, what in United States here we call the interstate. It's placed right there on the interstate, and it's just 50 kilometers from the state capital, which by presidential convoy is 20 minutes drive. And he made it look like, there was flooding on the road. Meanwhile, the flooding he was talking about happened in Akaleku, down on that same road, but in Nasarawa State. That's some 20 kilometers from Lafia, in Akaleku, a place called Akaleku. Not Yelewata. he couldn't visit. It's so unfortunate. A president has given order, but every day we got recurring killing every single day. So what kind of president is that? What kind of order is that? What kind of disrespect is that the terrorists have been disrespecting the president and he can't do anything? Maybe because he was cycled by Fulani oligarchs as part of his security architecture. Nuribadu NSA, Badarud, Minister of Defense, Bello Matawale, Minister of State for Defense, all Fulanis. It's so unfortunate. We have very weak leadership in Nigeria. It's extremely very unfortunate. We need